Hey everyone, welcome back. We're gonna start this video a little differently than the other ones. It's currently 6 a.m. on Sunday morning and we're gonna go watch the sunrise. But the reason I'm doing this is because I've had zero time to shoot the video this weekend. I had a wedding Friday night I shot. I spent all day at a car dealership Saturday getting a new vehicle. And today I have a shoot all day for a client. So I want to check out the sunrise at this cool little spot I found. And then we're going to shoot the video this morning. And I have to get it edited by tomorrow morning. So we just got up to the top of Tobria Castle and we still have some time before the sun starts coming up. So we're going to chat about this week's topic, which is how to train alone and not be embarrassed or feel awkward to do parkour. I've gotten a few comments on both YouTube and Reddit and some messages on Instagram of people wanting to start training, but that barrier of feeling self-conscious while training is stopping them from even taking that first step to train parkour. Now, the first thing I need you all to realize is that parkour is still a very young sport in the grand scheme of things. It was only founded in the late 90s, and I don't think it really gained popularity in some of the public until probably 15 years ago. If you look at it like that and compare it to something like skateboarding really started getting popular in the public in the 1960s. And then by the 90s, it was becoming a household thing for kids to do. With the release of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater and, the X Games and stuff like that, it became very apparent in the eye of the public that this is a normal thing for people to pursue. I think our society now is much more open to new things and progression than society was in the 60s and 70s. So I think in the next 10 years, parkour will become a much more common thing. And we're already starting to get there with shows like World Chase Tag. There are speed competitions and freestyle competitions with some of the biggest action brand companies in the world, like Red Bull. And it's on its way. But the large majority of people still don't really know what parkour is. So in that moment when you think somebody is watching you and you start to feel self-conscious or awkward, there are steps that you can take that actually could benefit the sport in the long run. All right, sun's getting ready to come up. Let's find a spot to watch. So that was the sunrise. Not gonna see much of the sun today. It's really, really cloudy, but I'm okay with that. Kind of reminds me of being back home in Michigan. So, done here. I have a little bit of time before my shoot today, so we're gonna go over to the fountain park and get a little bit of movement in, nothing too crazy, and then we'll chat a little bit more about things that you can do to not feel so awkward while training parkour alone. All right, everyone. So we just got to the park. We're gonna get a nice little warm up in, and we're not gonna be doing anything too heavy this week. I went to my first local jam last week and walked away with my first shinjury and also a bruised heel. So I'm gonna keep it pretty light today. We're gonna do some more technical stuff, work on foot placement. So we're gonna get this warm up in and then we'll work into that. All right, first technical challenge. I want to stick this jump from up there to here 5 times in a row. 1, 2, 4, 5. I was not expecting to get that first try. I will take it. Okay, so the second thing that I want you all to realize is that when people come across you training parkour, a large majority of them aren't thinking you are weird or what you're doing is weird or awkward. From the interactions of people I've come across while training, the large majority of them are curious more than anything. Multiple times people have asked me, oh, what are you doing? Or are you working out? And when I tell them that I'm doing parkour, a lot of them don't even know what that is. So rather than just thinking what I'm doing is weird or awkward, I take that moment to educate someone on the sport that I am doing. Going back to my first point, you know, parkour is still so young. A lot of people don't really know what it is. And if they do, it's this caricature of the real sport based off of popular culture, such as The Office. You know, I think The Office is the biggest thing that made people think that parkour is just this goofy thing, because people just run around and yell, parkour! That's not what parkour is. So, in that moment, when someone asks you, oh, what are you doing? Don't take offense to it. Take that opportunity to maybe teach them a little bit about parkour. And that person might go and do some additional research. And they might stumble across Store or Jimmy the Giant, or maybe I even send them to my channel. And all of a sudden now they have this interest in this sport, which the day before they didn't even know existed. Okay, got a fun little hurdle challenge. Hurdle here, up and over, and that down there is the landing point. From takeoff, it's pretty blind, which is okay. You do a couple tests. I'm gonna overpower it just a little bit, and then start bringing it back in to try and get that stick. All right, well, second try. It's easier than I thought. Okay, next challenge. This one is gonna be very difficult. And it is trying to learn how to do a freaking climb up. Oh my God. This is gonna be so bad. This is just gonna be a video of me failing. I suck at these so bad. Okay, I can't do the climb ups. So I'm gonna shift mindset a little bit and practice some 180s. That's something I haven't trained at all, so we're gonna do some of that. It counts. All right, guys, I think that about wraps up the training.
My heel is feeling pretty good, so I think by next week we'll be back into the rhythm of doing some slightly harder challenges. Today was kind of just moving around, setting some fun challenges to try and do, and really just getting out with that. So before we leave, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about in terms of training by yourself is you need to remember why you're going to do it. You're not going out to try and impress these random strangers, and if you are, I think you're doing it for the wrong reason. The whole reason going out and training this is to set challenges for yourself. So when you're in that moment in your training, find that one challenge or two challenges that you really want to accomplish and really focus on them. That'll do a big thing for you, and it'll get your attention away from your surroundings. Once you get into that challenge and you really are close to accomplishing it, you don't really think about what's going on around you. All you're thinking about is, I need to complete this challenge. That's all that matters. You treat it in that sense, it might make things a little bit easier for you when somebody comes up and asks you what you're doing. I hope this helps you all a little bit. There have been quite a few comments and messages from people saying that they want to start training, but they just can't get over the fact that they might be embarrassed or self-conscious of what they're doing. And I understand that. Trust me, I still get that feeling with certain things. Now, it's not in my movement. You know, I am so used to competing in front of people that moving and jumping around in front of people doesn't bother me. What I get self-conscious about is talking on camera. So anytime somebody comes around or is in close vicinity to me, I just stop talking and wait for them to pass, because it makes me feel uncomfortable talking to a camera and someone is walking by looking at me. Mainly because I haven't done it enough to really just forget about everyone else. And I'm getting there slowly, but it just goes to show that I may be comfortable doing one thing, but this other thing, which actually is vital to my channel and to growing on social media, I'm not comfortable with it in front of people. That's why I started doing this. I've challenged myself to start doing videos in public because there's people around right now in this park, and I'm forcing myself to get out here and do it in front of people. And that's just a hurdle that you have to overcome as an individual to pursue that goal that you have in mind. All right, I know this video wasn't as intense as the other ones, but I wanted to make sure that my heel was completely healed before I do any big jumps again. So next week we should be back into the swing of things of doing some slightly harder challenges. I hope this video helped some of you out, and if there's something that you still want to discuss in terms of training alone, please reach out, leave a comment, you know, whatever works for you guys. And at the end of the day, the first step to doing this is just getting out there and trying it. I know a lot of you are nervous, but the second you start doing it, you won't regret it, I promise. I'll see you guys in the next video.